love these things.
Well, it's complex, but each individual step is simple. We start by making 10 panels. 8 of the panels are individual squares, and 2 of the panels are going to be a double square, like that. And on this, I've done 1 month for every square, so it's sort of a calendar cube. You stamp your design. You can use photocopies of pictures, beautiful colored
photographs there.
anything like that. You don't want it to be too heavy, and mount it to super stick adhesive.
Now it has to be this kind of industrial strength, but kind of with this red color, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it tears.
It will tear. This protects the paper from tearing, and it also has enough stick to bond it securely to the wood. So make all of your pieces. A handy thing to do is take your cutting diagram and either draw it or photocopy it on vellum. And once your pieces are made, you can just lay it over top, tape it in place, and take your knife and cut right through the lines and get perfect cut lines. So you don't have to do a lot of measuring or have pencil lines all over your art.
Now these squares represent each cube, right?
Each of the panels. So each individual...
But I mean size-wise, I'm thinking of the size.
Yeah.
So whatever the size of your wooden cubes.
These are 1.5 inch cubes.
Okay, so these are 1.5 inch squares. Okay.
Yeah, so you can use different size wood and just size it accordingly. And I've gone ahead and made all my panels, and I've stuck down panel 10.
Can I take these out of the way?
Yeah, I'm building this from the inside out. So I'm going to do 10 first, and it's stuck down.
I'm going to work with you, I hope.
Okay.
Not work with you.
Follow along.
Okay.
And then I've got panel 9 already stuck on. So put those down. Take panel 10 and turn it so that it's facing down on the table. And then take these set of blocks and stack it on top
I
like
can't put it on top because mine are already glued together, right? Okay.
So you're going to take this and fold it inward. And that's going to reveal panel 8. And I've got my pieces already made.
Okay. Now these pieces, these little pictures that we're seeing in the corner of our screen are how the paper is cut for each one of these steps.
That's right. It gives you an idea of the cutting layout.
Jane, could I ask you to go back and start over?
Yeah.
Really? I started, so we know, I didn't know all the parts that are going into this. Okay, we've got our 8 cubes. And we've got all of our little...
No, we've got to turn around.
Okay.
There we go. Here's 10, like that.
Okay. And we cut those into 4 little squares.
Yes.
And glue them on one side.
Yeah.
Then we cut 9 into 4 little squares. Oh, no,
it's
those are
2
just the 2.
double squares.
Okay,
So it's going to go across 2 of the cubes like that.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay. So 10, once you stick it on, take it and put it
Turn
down.
it over. Okay.
And then take the set for 9 and stack it on top like that. Then you've got a hinge here in the center. So grab the sides of the whole cube, all the blocks, and turn it in on itself like that. And this is going to be panel 8.
Okay, and this is the one that we cut in 2 side panels, and then 4 in the center.
Yeah, the 8 actually has the most complicated cutting layout.
Okay.
Now, I like to stick a little cardstock between where I have one of the panels going across 2 blocks to give it a little bit of space between. So I make a little spacer like that.
All right.
So stick that on. And then these other pieces just stick on. There's 4 here and another double one on this end.
You put the little spacer in at that end also?
Just wherever you've got a piece that crosses.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes.
Across 2 blocks.
To give you bending space. All right.
It just gives it a little breathing room.
Okay.
So I've got all of 8 stuck down on this one. You following?
I'm breathing hard, but
I
yes,
know.
I'm following.
Okay, and this folds in the long way on itself, like that. And that reveals panel 7. So
I was going to try to
find.
You just keep working. I want to see if I can
find
figure out
where
what
we
I've got
are.
here, yes.
And then again, so you've got your spacer there. There's 7, like so. No. Do you know where we are?
No.
Okay. And then that goes there. So see, once you get these all made and cut, they're just stickers. And they just stick in place. And then that's got a hinge there, so it's going to fold in. And that reveals panel 1. So we're now on the outside of our cube. And there's panel 1. And once you get to the outside, you don't need to worry about using your spacing cardstock.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then you just, it's all peel and stick at this point.
I have no idea how much more we have to do, but
Yeah.
can we take a breather
We
right
sure
now and
can.
come back while I catch up? Okay. She's going to show us all the other stuff when we come back. Something else. Okay, when last we were with you, Jane, you had just put,
We're starting on the outside.
and these are two, aren't they?
Yes, it bridges across this
Okay.
way and across that way. So then you're going to take the whole block and turn it to your right, like that. And that's going to give us, yeah, it's February. It's time for Valentine's Day. So that gets stuck on across there, like that.
Now, in all of these, you are not doing the spacer in the middle. It was just
No,
the first
yeah.
two that you really did.
When you're on the inside, at the early
And
stages,
these
you do the
actually,
spacers.
because there's that space, aren't going to quite cover that, are they? No. Okay. Now we
Yeah.
keep turning it around.
So you rotate it, keep going the
Oh,
same
now we're finally
way.
going in numerical sequence.
That's right. And this is going to be the back side, number 3, and you just have 4 corners.
And again, if you folks are watching, you're seeing down in the corner of your screen how each one of these sides are cut. There we see it where it says number 3, all the little squares.
Get that off. This is real sticky, so it does stick to
So you
your
do have to
fingers
get it on
as
straight
you
the
go.
first time, too. Cause
Yeah,
once
if
it's
you
down,
gently set it down, you can pull it up carefully to reposition it, but just don't press it into place until you are real sure you've got it where you want it. Like that.
And it's finally getting through to me what you were trying to explain, is that you've done different months or occasions of the year. So
Yeah.
we've got Easter greetings on this one. That's why we have the Fabergé looking egg there.
Yeah, so I think of this as a year-long greeting card.
Okay,
Yeah.
now,
And then back to 1, and then,
this is how we actually start working it, right? Okay.
but I've got to do the top and the bottom still. So there's, panel 5 is the top.
Now, are these cut? Oh, okay. This is a tricky one, though. You've got the
Yeah,
top
you've got
one, and then the
2
bottom.
individual squares. Now make sure those single squares go towards the front, because see, that opens like a doorway,
Huh.
and that's going to stick.
Now you understand, folks,
To me.
why I said your VCRs. No way are we going to remember this. No way.
It's a lot of little pieces, and then stick it on there. So that top is done, and then just turn it. There's your bottom, your last panel.
And again, this is the same thing with the bottom panel solid and the... Oh, no, it's the other, it's the reverse, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's the reverse. And then this, again, you'll know which way to go, because one of these is sides of the
Jane,
end
even
is going
if
to
I
open.
had gotten around to trying to figure this
Yeah.
out, I wouldn't have figured it out. I never
Oh,
would
I
have
think you
figured this
would.
out.
You just have to do it about 500 times.
Yes.
And then there
I have
is
one that
6.
that I was going to try to do with Christmas card scenes, because the square that I bought it has a bunch
a
of
Christmas
Christmas
scene
scenes
one.
on it.
Well, I started too, like you. I had purchased one that had cats on it. And I thought, oh, this would be a great stamping project. So
Okay, now let's see if we can work
yes,
this. Okay.
so here we go. So once it's together,
Here
you're
you
going to
go.
open it
This way,
that way. Then it goes lengthwise, a long way, open.
this way,
And then across in the center,
this way.
that way. It just keeps on going.
Anything.
You know the one I have to show. You know
That's
the one
all
I
they're
have
gonna do
to
is
show
show
is
you the
this one
photo,
here.
that's
I
all.
think this
That's
is
all.
an absolute
They're not gonna
Now,
show you
without all the
anything.
numbers to guide me, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
So this is the top one, and I open it this way. Isn't that cute?
Yeah. So you can
Okay.
take your pictures either way.
And then this way.
Short. And then that's going to open.
And these are the real photographs. These aren't photocopies,
No,
are
those
they?
are photocopies.
they are?
Regular photo paper is a little too